Alright. We're back. I probably start every video by saying, alright, we're back. But it is what it is. So, last we left off, I played, it was like 3 or 4 days ago. I finished up a text adventure, and there's 2 more text adventures. So I'll take a look at one of those right now. Which one is this? Argument Simulator. Okay, short, punchy work of games as commentary. Do you agree with the conclusion it suggests? Welcome to Argument Simulator. Credits. Hi, Gouda. I'm doing this just to see if there's any kind of Easter egg. I have to do it 972 times according to this. Alright. Choose your character. Haha. Goldblum, Socrates, or library assistant? I mean, Jefferson Goldblum. It's not true. This is obviously incorrect. I can contradict you. I don't accept the underlying logic of your contradiction. Let's find out what we agree on. Alright. Library assistant. It's false. You're wrong. I can contradict you. I question your ethics. Your side will never be right. This is obviously incorrect. I can contradict you. Ah, so we're in a loop. I don't know what epistemology is. I wonder how long I have to argue before I get an achievement for being argumentative. Which one haven't I done? Okay, so I haven't done... I've done ethics, epistemology, metaphysics. Now it's time for axiomatic principles. Alright. I think I've done everything. Fun. Alright. I don't know if there was something else that I could have done. Maybe if I was arguing that things were correct. I feel like that's it. Okay. Jefferson Goldblum and the Spectre of Modernity by Rat980. Another story in the much celebrated Jefferson Goldblum shared universe originated in Gehenna. It maintains the characteristic writing style of the series, but focuses on a new set of themes. A true story. Credits. Dedicated to Mac. You, Jefferson Goldblum, deftly step out of your charging pod and walk into the main lobby of the Goldblum Institute. It is a humble abode, filled with a small 4-seater sofa, a table, a coffee bar, and an arboretum. Ginny HD, your fiancée and a leading member of the Caserati Weirstrass Jazz Ensemble, greets you from the Caserati Weirstrass jazz ensemble greets you from the sofa while Frankie Soy Sauce waves from the coffee bar and the velociraptor John Malcolm drives out of the arboretum on his motorcycle wearing his green armored t-shirt. Okay, so I don't know the name of that character from The Fly. I wonder if there's a Fly reference here. Let's speak to the velociraptor. Ah, of course. Chirp, chirps John Malcolm. You clutch your guitar, perplexed by this strange greeting. John, are you well? I am fine, my friend, John Malcolm says as he gets out of his motorcycle. I'm merely practicing the songs of my ancestors. Your ancestors? The mighty hawk and the humble red robin. As you are descended from the apes, us dinosaurians are descended from the folk of the air. Life, my friend, is a never-ending cycle, one species rising from the ashes of the last. You're about to comment on the prodigious size of John's wisdom when a klaxon resounds throughout the Goldblum Institute. Let's ask John Malcolm what's happening. We're already here. Chirp, 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 chirps John Malcolm loudly before he shrugs his reptilian shoulders. Sorry, my friend. I'm afraid this saying doesn't translate very well. Maybe you should shut the klaxon off before we continue the conversation. I'll play the guitar. Absolutely. You unsling your guitar from your back and check the strings to make sure that they're in the proper order. Then you take a heroic stance, with your chest puffed out, your legs splayed wide, and your guitar held heroically aloft. You play a chord. A perfect chord. Followed by another equally perfect chord, and another, and another. As always, all the chords that you play are perfect. This is your greatest burden. Mollified, the klaxon shuts itself off. You turn from the now silent central computer console and look at your team, who are all gazing back at you with varying levels of wonderment in their eyes. Why was the klaxon blaring, team? John Malcolm dismounts his motorcycle with an air of certainty and queries the central computer console with sure taps of his reptilian claws upon the keyboard. It seems, John Malcolm says, that the sensors have detected a threat of galactic magnitude. Oh no, cries Ginny HD while Frankie Soy Sauce drops his cup of joe in fear. Let's check John's findings. Even a first cursory glance at the central computer console reveals that John Malcolm is right. The klaxon is indeed warning you of an unparalleled threat to both human world and the denizens of the ninth dimension. Jefferson, what is it? It's, you say with neutron star-like gravity, the specter of modernity, Ginny HD. It's coming for us. The silence that follows your proclamation is only penetrated by Ginny HD's gasp and the porcelain sound of Frankie Soy Sauce's freshly brewed Java hitting the floor. Take action. Friends, humans, dinosaurians, countrymen! Possessed by a sudden urge to act, you jump onto the coffee maker, much to Frankie Soy Sauce's dismay. We cannot let this threat to our very way of life go unanswered. No, we must stand against this specter and not yield until we are victorious. Will you stand with me? Yes, my darling, anything for human world, cries Ginny HD. Friend, you know that I will stand by you until the bitter end, adds John Malcolm solemnly. For coffee! Shouts Frankie Soy Sauce. And for love! But, asked Ginny HD after the shouting and swearing of fealty is done, how will we prevail? The specter of modernity is too powerful for you to fight it on your own. Of course, she is right, as she usually is. I mean, I'm already in for a penny with John Malcolm, so he's coming with me. Ah, Jefferson, I am honored that you would choose me as your companion on this quest, John Malcolm says, flapping his flightless, sparsely feathered arms in gratitude. Together we will defeat the specter of modernity, and our adventures will live on in song for generations to come. Tell me, friend Jefferson, where shall I take us on my motorcycle? Let's go to the islands. John's motorcycle is not swift enough to carry you across the turbulent waves that surround the islands. Together you stand on the shore, gazing out across the vast Wow, the vast expanse of choppy water. I'm sorry, friend, bemoans the dinosaurian mournfully. My armored t-shirt makes it impossible for me to swim, and my motorcycle is not made to crest these waves. I have doomed our endeavor from the start. My reptilian brother, you said, resting your human hand upon John Malcolm's scaly shoulder. I would rather have failed with you than succeeded at someone else's side. For we will be friends until the bitter end, no matter what the future may hold. We just need to confront the Spectre as best we can, with the tools at our disposal. Let's go to the Icy Mountains. After a long day of travel, you arrive at the Icy Mountains. The great mountains are barren of plants and animal life, yet they are beautiful in their own way. Jagged and cragged and rugged, peaked with snow and gouged to the bedrock by merry little streams. But there seems to be nothing that could be useful in defeating the Spectre of modernity. Well, says your companion, what now? We forge on. I think we should continue, you say humbly. Don't you agree? Jefferson! So it has come to this, the motorcycle riding reptilian sighs. Together we stand at the end of the world, figuratively and literally. Dinosaurians and humankind united in one last quest to save us all. And our only logical way is forward and onward. You hum in agreement. That's how I hum in agreement. It is a beautiful thought. I am not sad that it is you that I find myself with here at the end, John Malcolm continues. Just look upon this great, otherworldly beauty before us. The specter of modernity only sees the future, but these mountains have seen our entire past, and they have never bowed to change. Dear God, aren't they majestic, old friend? You're about to respond, but before you can open your mouth, the ground before you gapes open, and a horrendous yet oddly beautiful figure with glowing red eyes and mighty antlers emerges from the depths. Who dares summon the dear God? It howls in a voice echoing, as if in a deep cavern. God, God, God. Let's attempt to explain the misunderstanding. As the dust settles, you see before you a mighty white stag with glowing red eyes and golden antlers. You tremble bodily and quake in your boots as the apparition gazes upon you. Who hath summoned me? The deer booms. What foolish mortal dares to disturb my slumber? O great antlered one, you say earnestly, your awakening is not the result of intent, but of homophony. The antlered creature cocks its head, and its eyes flash menacingly, but it does not otherwise react. We are on a quest to destroy the specter of modernity, and we would ask for your help in our noble cause. And why would I help you, foolish mortal? Talk about umami. Oh boy. Yep. Because, you say, clutching your guitar sincerely to your chest. Because of umami? The great antlered one blinks. Come again? Umami, one of the 5 basic tastes? The beast laughs. And it sounds like the mountains are trembling. The very ground rumbles underneath your feet. How foolish of you, Jefferson Goldblum, to think that an herbivore deity could care about the savory taste. Begone, and don't come back here again, puny human. And with that, the dear god vanishes back into the ground. Well, I tried. Couldn't say anything other than that. That was my best. When you approach the lair of the specter of modernity, you decide to leave your companion behind, knowing that you cannot risk another life in this final confrontation. Sometimes heroes have to stand alone. Inside the mechanical lair, the specter God, it's hard to say this. The specter of modernity waits for you, sitting translucently on a titanium throne. The specter of uh modernity, you murmur through gritted teeth. We meet at last. You are mistaken, Professor Dr. Goldblum, the specter of modernity said. We have met many times before. I am your father. And your mother. I will request clarification. Who do you think inspired you to add the power of electricity to your guitar? Who upgraded Ginny from SD to HD? Who indeed deciphered the mathematical secrets of the chords, that arcane knowledge upon which some of your greatest adventures depend? I was your ally all along, Jefferson. The foul wizard of crime has conspired to turn you against me. It was he who enchanted your klaxon. Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense. Sorry. No biggie, says the Spectre. Now let us defeat the Wizard of Crime together. Even now he conspires to steal all that you have accomplished with the power of his enchantments that confuse the mind. Okay. You rush back to the Goldblum Institute, where you find the Wizard of Crime taking advantage of the absence of your heroic friends, out seeking other ways to stop the Spectre of modernity, to rifle through your belongings. He's surprised to see you. I see my scheme has failed. Curses! Were it not for that scheming spectre, I would have stolen all your wealth and added it to my ever-growing hoard. For that is my scheme, to steal and steal until the whole world is mine. Mwah-ha-ha-ha-ha! And so you arrest the foul sorcerer instead of the development of human potential, and become good friends with the spectre of modernity. Just call me Mo, the spectre says. I'm sure we'll have many wonderful adventures together. The end. Man, that was good. I could play that one again, but I really do want to. I do want to play some puzzles. All right. Let's get back to it.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
We must listen to the wisdom of the ancient writers, or we will fail the Founder's trial. The megastructure must be rejected.
Hey, I could talk to you.
You are the Founder's chosen, but you are in grave danger of going astray. Heed my words, 1K. If you fail this trial, a year from now, New Jerusalem will lie in ruins.
Sure. Knows how?
Anyone can see the truth if they are willing to open their eyes. Have you not read the books of our ancestors?
That is correct.
In every one of them, the same story is told, again and again, that the pursuit of knowledge can only lead to death and grief. That is what all the great ancient visionaries foresaw. Listen to their warnings. Seek happiness in tranquility. And avoid ambition.
I don't think all ancient writers believe that. There were other strands of thought. That's just what I was thinking, so I'm going to have to choose that most likely, because I was like, what about A Christmas Carol? Huh? Alright. Yep.
Misleading fantasies and daydreams of impossible futures.
Sure. Oh, I don't know what Athena is named after. Dang. I thought Athena was like a Greek god. Whew. Okay.
On the surface, perhaps, you can replace flesh and bone with wire and steel. But underneath it all, the human soul is as flawed as ever.
Sorry to get philosophical with you, buddy.
Things never truly change. All we can do is prevent our hubris from making things worse.
Yikes. Aw, here we go. Up into the sky we go, looking at the robot city from above. Alright. This lets me, see into those other places. I wonder if people have no-clipped over there, and if there's like... So knowing how games work, I would imagine that there's either no collision over there, or there's just nothing going on, and it's just like a really low quality things, low LODs and so on. Oh, that's a cool building though. See, like that. Oh, there's one over there too. Yeah, they didn't think I'd notice, but I did. Gosh, I'm so in the mood to do some puzzles. Wasn't there something with this door, like, I'm surprised there's no one here to talk to. I'm sure that, I'm gonna guess I'm gonna walk into this room and there'll be someone to talk to. Oh, multiple
1K,
people.
could you join us for a quick debrief?
Sure.
Attending today are advisors from engineering, the archive scholars, and Helga.
Yes, don't mind me. I'm just an admirer of governmental transparency.
Yes, well,
Aren't we
while the
all?
mayor is briefed by Alcatraz, he's asked us to review recent events. Byron's loss has unsettled us all. It may be too dangerous to allow this expedition to continue.
Nah, there's puzzles. You're gonna make me do it no matter what. No matter what I choose, we're continuing this expedition. I almost want to choose this just to see what how the game forces me to change my mind. All right, so let's like look at these instead of just focusing on the one that I want to choose because it's awkward. If we're going based on my philosophies, I mean, this one's important. This one's important. This one's important. This one's well, I think these three are how I think. I don't see it this way. It's like, oh, he's dead already. We'll just be more careful. No, I think we could find him. We're hot on the Founders' heels. I don't care. I don't care about the Founders. Sorry, game. I mean, that's the end story. So at some point, I will care. I'm sure. Like, I'll want to know what's going on. But right now, these are my three motivations. Right. I could go either way. But that's how I truly feel.
It is all deliciously mysterious, isn't it?
Let's not forget the dam's falling apart.
Ah,
We
that
can't
damn
depend on
dam.
hydro forever. With just a fraction of the power that island can generate, we could grow this city into a planetary society.
Or, quite possibly, destroy ourselves in the process.
Why not both?
Wise words from one so young. Yet I submit that island holds secrets far more valuable than mere energy generation.
I like all the accents in the scene.
What could be more important?
The Somnodrome, of course. If
Of
we
course.
could find a working model, it would herald a sea change in our moral and self-understanding. The question of how
His
we
name's
should
Rand.
build New Jerusalem would simply be moot.
I should have paid attention to that, but I was noticing that his name's Rand, which makes me think of two things. Random number generators, which is probably what they're going for, and also Rand Miller, the creator of Mist and Riven, the designer, I should say the lead designer, not the only creator. He said something. What did he say? Is there a log? Middle click. The Somnodrome, of course. Okay, yeah. The question of how we should build New Jerusalem would simply be moot. I don't know.
The Somnodrome was supposed to let us interact with our own subconscious code. It's a cool idea, but it wouldn't necessarily solve
Agreed.
all our problems.
My own studies prove that we operate on an intrinsic moral logic. It's what makes us human. But our access to it is only indirect. Our ancestors created art, philosophy, and parable to help bridge that gap. The Somnodrome would help us to cut out the middleman and ask the source directly. We would finally have an answer to the great moral questions.
So, it's a newfangled way to make the same old mistake of judging who's good and who's bad.
Unfortunately, 1K left the Somnodrome inoperable. But there may be a working device elsewhere on the island.
Then the question is, what would 1K do if they found it?
Oh boy.
Yes, our wisdom will be essential in unraveling its secrets.
It was nice that I didn't have to move my
You're
mouse
not
to
the
be on
only
that.
people who can read a line of code, Ran.
You all sound so sure of what's best for this city. Do you ever think you might be so busy changing the world for the better, you'll forget how to see that it's perfect already?
So clearly there are different perspectives in the room. The only way we are going to move forward is if the team gets back out there. 1K, I believe Alcatraz is waiting for you at the VTOL.
Good.
We'll be keeping an eye on your stream from here.
Great. If I wait a couple seconds, are they going to go to places where I can talk to them separately? Like you? No? 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 What if I get in your way? Oh. I guess that's what happens. Nothing. Alright. Let's do this.
What can I do for you, 1K?
You can tell me why you have a blue thing over your head, because I can talk to you. We have to rescue Byron.
I agree. We can't just leave one of our most important
Hey
citizens.
now, we can't
in
leave
that
any citizen
death
in that
trap.
death trap.
They all
I wish
sound
they'd
very
given me that choice.
promising, of course. Apparently, it's possible to just magic things into existence now. But what is the cost, 1K? There's always a cost.
Alright, Norman. I gotta go.
It's always a pleasure to speak to a citizen.
Sure, buddy.
What did the mayor say?
I convinced him that we need to keep going until we found Byron.
Did he want us to leave him behind?
No, he's just concerned for our safety. And he's right to be. But we're going back anyway.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Great trials lie ahead of you, my child.
Okay.
But your choices will determine the future.
Sure.
Melville? Are you receiving?
Yep. Welcome back to the mysterious island, everyone.
Thanks.
How's the situation?
Whatever Byron did
God,
seems
what
to
a
have sent the whole system
cool
into
game
some
this
kind of
is.
lockdown. I can't access any of the terminals, although I suspect 1K still could.
Look at this, guys.
Why would that be the case?
When 1K connected to the data stream, the system assigned him a user profile. The rest of us are locked out, which means I'll need your help, 1K, because a lot of stuff doesn't seem to be working.
Okay. Check it out and see what you can fix. But please remember, what matters most is finding Byron.
I wonder if we're gonna find Byron and he's gonna be like, I don't want to use the word corrupted, but he's gonna be like a different personality. Like, something happened. Activate towers, 0 of 3. Alright, we're back to actual puzzling. I'm just gonna go move on to the next world, give it a look-see, because all of them have been breathtakingly spectacular. Let me check the social media first. Oh boy. 3 things. City news. The expedition to the Founders Island has suffered a serious setback as all contact with Byron 7 was lost during a foray into the interior of the megastructure. Byron is assumed to be alive, but trapped within a data stream overload and unable to disconnect. Several sources in the government expressed a lack of surprise at this turn of events. Thanks, government, citing the first companion's history of rash behavior. Hopefully this gets people thinking about the dangers of populism, one source told me. It's been alarming to see people suddenly falling for this utopian foolishness. Alright. GemFX 312. Now open. That sounds exciting. I'm very happy to announce that the Gehenna... Oh, I already did that. Alright. The Optimist. The pessimist is commonly spoken of as the man in revolt. He is not. Firstly, is there going to be like a TLDR? I knew it. Alright, game. You're reading my mind. Firstly, because it requires some cheerfulness to continue in revolt. Oh, God. And secondly, because pessimism appeals to the weaker side of everybody, and the pessimist therefore drives as roaring a trade as the publican. The person who is really in revolt is the optimist, who generally lives and dies in a desperate and suicidal effort to persuade all the other people how good they are. Has been proved 100 times over that if you really wish to enrage people and make them angry even unto death, the right way to do it is to tell them that they are all the sons of God. Jesus Christ was crucified, it may be remembered, not because of anything he said about God, but on a charge of saying that a man could in 3 days pull down and rebuild the temple. Every one of the great revolutionists from Isaiah to Shelley have been optimists. They have been indignant, not about the badness of existence, but about the slowness of men in realizing its goodness. The prophet who is stoned is not a brawler or a marplot. He is simply a rejected lover. He suffers from an unrequited attachment to things in general. Rip Byron, rip Byron, rip Byron. Alright. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I think I've done that almost every single time I played this game. Like any time I... where are we going? We're going here. South 1. Sure. The heavily eroded cliffs of the southern coast are surrounded by azure waters and dominated by a particularly unusual tower. I mean, that sounds right up this game's alley.
I'm sending you a little software upgrade I put together that should allow you to detect which files will lead to a data stream overload.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm not doing this to help you avoid them. In fact, I'm going to need you to search for more.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry about that. But if we're going to unlock all the systems that aren't responding, you'll have to connect to the data stream, possibly more than once. It's the only way for me to get access.
Sounds good. Yeah, almost all the levels have had an unusual tower. Let's see how unusual this unusual tower is. Oh, hey, we're in abduction. So... dang, it's cool looking. I don't know how unusual I'd say it is. It reminds me of Wings.
In this area, there seems to be a problem with the machine that makes the Tetromino bridges. That means you can solve the puzzles, but you can't activate the tower. Look for a lab that lets you connect to the data stream.
Sure.
I already found it. I'll send you the coordinates.
Wow. That was nice of you. But I'm gonna solve the puzzles first. Oh, this is very this is very cyan. It's very pretty. I like it a lot. I sort of want to go. Oh, here we go. Is this where I'm supposed to go? Oh, darn it. I don't like going where I'm supposed to go. Alright, what do we got? A guitar. Can I play the guitar? Is that a leather jacket and a guitar? Oh. See, I didn't realize that he'd be down here. He just said he knew where it was.
Look at this place.
Okay.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Mesmerizing. That's how it lures you in, I think. You see all these beautiful things and your imagination starts working overtime. And the puzzles, the towers, the mysterious apparitions, it all draws you further in, deeper into the trap. What if that's the whole point of this place? What if every time you have one of those visions, another little bit of you is corrupted, overwritten with the hubris of this place?
Gosh. It's hard to concentrate on what he's saying because I'm like, the music is so good. Let me read the log. I mean, I got to about here, and then I was like listening to the vocals in the background. What if every time you have one of those visions, another bit of yourself is corrupted, overwritten with the hubris of this place?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to suggest you were, whatever it is I'm trying to say. I guess I'm just disappointed in myself.
Don't be.
Byron needs me. You all need me to do my job, and I can't even use a terminal. If this is all really the work of the Founder, I don't know, maybe she lost her way. Or maybe we're just not ready. But once we find Byron, I suggest we get the hell out of here and never come back.
I don't know. I kind of like it here. There's puzzles to solve. More anti-gravity. They keep pimping out the anti-gravity. All right. Nice. From Thuya, dear Founder, everything has gotten so much worse since you left. We keep pursuing the goal, but our lives are getting less happy. When the weather is dry and the dam runs low, there's nothing to do in the whole city. Things don't get fixed anymore. We even had to dismantle the cinema. I know it was frivolous and pointless, and we could just watch video files, but it was fun to go watch movies together, like people used to do. Holy COVID. Batman. I believe in your wisdom, Founder. I believe we have to avoid hurting the planet like our ancestors did, but I don't know if the mayor is doing what you would have wanted. Isn't there another way of reaching the goal? Please, I know you left for a reason, but I don't think we can go on this way. Error 5358. Error 5358. Error 5358. On the Universe. A fragment from Stratton's On the Universe. Emintus. You've made quite the catalog of horrors, Stratton. Children dying in their mother's arms, cities perishing by the plague, and even animals living without peace or happiness. Nicomachus. I'm not going to read the names anymore. Why must we listen to this? You know, I have just eaten a heavy dinner. Because these things which are ugly must be confronted for us to reach the truth. You spoke of justice earlier, Emintus, but are these things just? They are not. Then you must admit the universe itself is not just. If the gods exist, 34. I wonder whose number that is. Then they do not bend the world to their will. Rather, the universe proceeds as a machine, following its rules. Justice and virtue are human inventions. Are you saying justice and virtue are therefore illusory and should be abandoned? The opposite, my friend. It is mankind alone that can impose these values upon the machine. Oh, footnotes, 34. It remains unclear whether Stratton believed in the gods or used them as solely as metaphors. His work on the deities is no longer extant. Tantalizingly, Diogenes Laertius mentions that it caused a fistfight in the Lyceum. Thought that what made us human was we search for meaning, but perhaps a better way of thinking about it is that we create meaning. Alright. And here we go. More error 53858. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Oh, snap.
Our ancestors kept telling themselves that the brevity of their lives didn't matter. But they had so little time to ever really think about anything. I've spent several human lifetimes studying this mystery, and only now am I beginning to see. The simulation was built on top of material reality, unable to escape its constraints. In the same way, physics as we understand it, even quantum physics, is built on top of a deeper reality. a set of rules that define existence itself. There is a universal language of creation, and I think we can learn it.
Huh? Okay.
The language of creation. What were they doing here? And how far did they get?
I can't answer that, but I think I've fixed the Tetromino bridge, machine, ring thing. I say I think because it's not in the schematics. And what I'm doing is hack work at best. Try it and see if it works.
I want to know what this is. This is cool. Are there more of these? It looks important. Like, it looks like it's indicating something, but I don't know what. From Thekla to... From Thekla to Athena. Beloved founder, years have passed, and still there's nothing but silence. Have we sinned? Have you abandoned us for our arrogance, our greed? Some of the others continue to build. I told them not to, but they don't listen to me. Byron, he's the worst of them. He disrespects you constantly, spreading lies and lots of numbers. Please know that there are those who remain faithful, who respect the limits you set and seek wisdom and humility as you taught. We may win the next election. Perhaps then you will return? Praise your name. Thekla, 862. From Trebuchet. Founder, although I was born in the early days of New Jerusalem, I never knew you well. This is not your fault. I became so focused on improving the dam that I didn't develop much in the way of social relationships, except perhaps with Melville. That doesn't mean I was unhappy. I was, in fact, extremely content. I like to solve complex problems in peace and quiet. That's who I am. Hey, Trebuchet, you should be out here with me. But now the pleasure I used to get out of my work has faded. I may not need a lot of company, but I want my work to be meaningful, to contribute. It does not feel like that anymore. And when I suggest new projects, the mayor acts like I've committed a crime, like I should be ashamed. I do not like this. I do not care about social issues or debates. I do not want to get involved. I just want to be able to keep working on making things better. Please fix this situation. Thank you, Trebuchet. From the Introduction to Portraits of the Martyrs by S.T. Sanyal. The list of people condemned for advocating new ideas is long and depressing. Ignaz Semmelweis, utterly destroyed for suggesting doctors wash their hands. Ludwig Boltzmann, ridiculed for suggesting the existence of atoms. Robert H. Goddard, mocked for arguing that a rocket could reach the moon. Al-Razi, attacked for questioning the existence of humors. What? Oh, interesting. Barbara McClintock's discovery of transposition, ignored for years. The list goes on and on. And we haven't even touched on what happens to those who suggest political rather than scientific improvements. Even when they succeed, they often still pay with their lives. These days, the idea of progress is frequently derided as yet another narrative, identified with the establishment by critics who curiously portray themselves as rebels. But the truth is that every step forward that humanity has ever taken has C5358 is at the same era as before. Enormous personal cost. Miranda. That means it's even more important to stand up for the truth, because so many others have already sacrificed themselves for it. You know what's funny is, like, this Miranda joke I do every time because of Firefly and Serenity. Spoiler alert for Serenity, but not really. I mean, I'm filming all these videos, and then I'm going to post them on YouTube. And it's going to be really funny if, like, on the second video, someone comments, God, that Miranda joke is getting so old, because there's going to be, like, at this rate, we're, like, 20-something videos in. It's going to be, like, 50 videos of me going, Miranda. Alright, that means it's even more important to stand up for the truth, because so many others have already sacrificed themselves for it. It does. But what is the right way of doing it? Many died for the truth without accomplishing anything. Maybe we just have to do what's right. Trust the universe. Okay. I'm interested in you. Yo, this soundtrack song right now has like a little bit of the horn, a little bit of like the Fez horn in it. I don't know how else to explain it. I don't know if anyone will understand that, but has just a tiny bit of Fez in it, and I really like that. Okay, I only have like 10 minutes left. I want to do one puzzle. I want to do a puzzle. Here's the puzzle. Hey! Are those birds? They look like flowers or something. Are there any more? Huh. Alright, let us see. Let us get distracted for just a second. Interesting. This better not be a lights out puzzle. It looks like a lights out puzzle, and I really don't like lights out puzzles. God, if I called that just by looking at this stupid image, I'm gonna be so upset. Okay, let's do a puzzle. What the heck? A secret exit? Okay, weird. What is our new thing? Oh gosh. Teleportation. Can I teleport through here? I can. Can I teleport while carrying a block? I'm gonna guess no. Oh goodness. There's no way I can pick up the teleporter, is there? Because that would be ridiculous. Oh my god. What even is this game anymore? Oh my goodness. Why do you exist? No way. Oh, no, no. No. Why do you exist? Okay, let's solve the puzzle and then question everything I know about the world. I don't know, but
I've decoded another file from the data stream.
I don't know.
Listen to this.
Mother and Father think of our discoveries as a language, a code. But I think they're wrong. They're so caught up in the technical details of running the experiments and upgrading the machine that they're not paying attention to the patterns we're finding, to the symmetries, the harmonies, the melodies. The fundamental language of reality is a kind of music, and it's beautiful. Beauty is an inherent property of the cosmos.
I love the way she looks at things.
So, I might be completely wrong, but this seems suspiciously important. Oh. Oh, okay. I don't understand. There's something here. Why? Why do you exist? Also, okay, my brain went like 7 different directions at once. I was listening to that. Let's stop and talk about what I just heard for a second. I can't remember. It's been, as I mentioned last episode, it was like 3 months between playthroughs, but since the previous episode, and or the previous couple episodes, and I don't remember the backstory of Miranda, Miss Whisper herself. I don't think anyone knows who she is. She's obviously a child. I'm putting air quotes, you can't see them. But God, this music is so good. It's hard to concentrate. My headphones feel a little different today. I don't know why. Like, I have these surround sound headphones, and sometimes they like super kick into surround sound, and sometimes they don't. It's like a Windows thing, I guess. I don't know. I don't know the differences, but they're back in surround sound mode, and like the music is all around me. God, there's so much going on in my brain. Let me finish my thought. Miranda, she's like a new one. She's a new person, and they're like, I love the way she thinks about things, and like she feels like this is gonna be a weird comparison, but there's a show called The Boys, and I'm gonna have to spoil a little bit. I'll try and keep it as vague as possible. I'll do my best to like not spoil things. In The Boys, there are superheroes. And throughout history, at one point, I'm not going to say when or who it was or anything, there was the first quote-unquote natural-born superhero. And, like, the fact that that person existed in universe was, like, a huge thing. It's a huge deal. It's like, oh my goodness, a natural-born superhero. Via mutation or whatever that I don't even want to get into it, but and so Miranda feels like that. It's like she's the first, air quotes again, natural born human. I don't think that's true. Like, she had to be built, I think, or the rest of these humans were born through a machine in some way, but like the fact that they didn't know she existed means that they're reacting to her like, oh, I love how she thinks about things, like, because it's like she's so unique and so different. And I'm wondering if we're gonna get somewhere, and there's just gonna be a whole society of Mirandas. God, this music's too good. I just want to I kind of want to just pause my recording and sit here and listen to it. And also, I want to think about this a lot. There's no reason that gate has to be there. Maybe it's just convenience. Like, okay, when you leave, this takes you directly to 2. Maybe that's it just gives you the order. This thing right here, far too powerful. Far too powerful to take out of a zone. But boy, do I sort of think I can. I'm gonna try. Is this the lowest point? Where's the lowest point of the wall? I tried. Oh, wait. Okay. I have to go very soon. Like, in just a couple minutes. Would there be a way to get the teleporter back over there? Question mark. Like if I do this? That's not what I meant to do. I didn't mean to jump through it. I meant to, no. Oh, can I put... This shouldn't get me up there. It wouldn't make sense, but can I drop this up there? I wonder if that's why this shape is like so convex, so that you can't like get close to it to drop this up there. All right, I think I'm gonna stop now, but interestingly enough, I don't think there's a way to get the teleporter back on this side. That is a very unusual turn of events. Why do these things exist? Can you reset a puzzle? Like if I were to go here, I know this is a hint thing. Okay. I can restart a puzzle. I don't know why I'm so focused on this. That gate is lower than everything else. I don't know why. If I thought I could get on the wall, I should definitely be able to get on the gate. This, again, doesn't make any sense at all, but I'm gonna try it anyway. All right. Yeah, this didn't work before, but I'm thinking if I have another block, which I don't. Oh, weird. I was thinking I could put this on the block and then shoot the block up there. I don't think there's any reason to do that, except it's interesting. They're so interesting. This teleporter, they're going to be very careful with it, I can tell. All right. That's the end of this episode. I'm gonna stop recording the game and just sit here and listen to the music for like another couple minutes. But you don't have to do that, because it's the game audio is lower than me anyway. So, thank you for watching me play Talos Principle.